Servus, grüß euch, my name is PabloPicanto and welcome back to Disturbed. Disturbed, let's see where to go. Text adventure, as you see. I thought we did kind of every possibility we had, so I'm not sure what to do now. Let's see if we can try and we can find something we missed. For example, the tree. Let's see. There needs to be some combination with these knobs. Oh! Right, left, right does something. Okay, brute forced my way through it. You hear the rumbling of rocks as the ground starts to shift underneath you. Okay. Save it. Save it here. Everything goes dark and you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. You find yourself with no evident way out but the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. Okay, you see 3 separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Let's go left to right. You cautiously make your way through the darkness. Oof. Go left. We go the leftist of the left now. You move forward into the darkness. Not the way, then. Cautiously make your way through the darkness. We go the right path of these now. Struggle forward as the way before you becomes completely dark. You notice that there is a light off in the distance, and you continue to make your way forward. Eventually you make it into some sort of concrete room. Turning around, you see a hole in the wall where you came from. Your guess is that it wasn't part of the initial design. You turn around and see a door. There being little to nothing in the room, you decide to move on through the doorway. Oh man. Yeah, you find yourself in what looks like a basement. You turn about to discover that in each direction there is a door. Boxes of supplies and debris litter the floor and corners into the room. You notice that there are several markings on the doors and floor, some of which scare you. You got a bad feeling about this place. Oof. Let's inspect the supplies. You walk about the room, browsing through the dust-covered storage. You find some rope in one of the boxes. It feels strong to the touch and has minimal wear. You decide to take the rope. Okay. There are marks on the floor. Something came from here and went there, or the other way. Let's go the right door first. Seems like the safest one. Let me save in the middle. You enter a small room. There's a large cauldron in the center of the room with wood resting beneath. There is nothing on the shelves, as if someone cleaned this place out. You look into the pot, but find nothing in it. With nothing else to see, you exit the room. Left door. Okay. That's where we came from. Isn't it? Enter the middle door. Blah. You enter a room full of cages. Before you is a hallway marked with questionable markings. You don't like the feeling you have about this place. Whatever was in these cages surely did not look like to be locked up. You notice that there is an animal in the cage on the left of the room. From the dark stains on its fur, it's dead. You cautiously walk down the hallway, entering a room with 2 cell doors. Before you can do anything, a large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look very vicious, but one wrong move can surely be the end of you. Realizing that you are not prepared for a moment like this, you slowly back away toward the other room. To your dismay, the dog follows your every movement. Before you can do anything, the dog leaps toward you. You don't survive long and die a painful death. Your adventure ends here. Okay, so enter the door behind me. We cannot go to the cage room because we are not prepared. It said for the woofy. Maybe we need something to feed him or whatever. You walk up the stairs. You enter a large room. The air is polluted with dust and spiderweb cover the walls and ceiling. Where should you go now? The far door. The door struggles to move, but you enter into what appears to be a spider's den. The air is thick in the room, and the room is a mess of web and body parts. You notice that there are a couple of items in the room that could be useful. If nothing else, there's a key on the ground. That you will no doubt need. If you can even act, a large spider falls from above. You have no doubt that it is hungry. Without hesitation, the spider attacks you. With nothing to defend yourself, the spider quickly bites you. You begin to lose feeling all over your body and everything goes black. Your adventure ends here. Then let's go further upstairs. You discover what looks like a private library. There is a passageway before you with bookcases on the left and right. Browse the books. You take a moment to look at the books. Some of them catch your eye. Rituals of the Ancient, Deception by Music. You flip around until something grabs your attention. Pillars of Stone. Years before current time, there were unique religious practices that revolved Stonehenge. It is said that these stones are lined up in a special way and often organized in a circular pattern. Organizing stones this way unlocks an ancient power researchers still have trouble understanding. In the middle of the circle would be a stone or two for the keystone to rest on. This is the great mystery of this ancient practice. From ancient records, it is written that the energies from the surrounding stones channel their power into the keystone. You stop reading because the next page of the book has been torn out. Okay. Deception by Music. There's a bent page marking a section of the book. You turn to it. The art of charming is not necessarily limited to an instrument, but how the musician goes about playing given instrument. Some are definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as this, there are a few instruments recommended. The harp is one of the recommended instruments. From vicious dogs to shy unicorns, I need a harp. The soothing voice of the harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all creatures can fall for this simple trick, but it can mean the difference between life and death in some situations. Good to know. Flipping through the pages is one particular markings over it. Raw energy is a powerful substance not to be trifled with. It is merely myth that such energies exist. One does not simply stumble upon a pillar of godly power. Even if such a fate is yours, bare hands cannot contain the force. It must be bent and channeled into a specific crafted vessel to carry it. There have been accounts across time of individuals possessing such power. Although they pass away as sand, their relics of power remain as powerful artifacts that nations around the world would fight for. Okay, leave. Move forward. You walk up more stairs. You pause as you notice a stone carving of a person praying that is attached to the wall. There's something odd about it, but you can't put your finger on it. With caution, you continue up the stairs. You enter a strange room with a large globe centered about the room. There are windows that let the light shine through. You notice that there's a chest resting against the wall to the right. You also notice that there's another passageway like the previous room. Inspect the chest. Approaching the chest, you notice that there's a lock fastened to it. With no key to unlock... Wait, didn't I find a key that was in the... Where was it? Was it in the cage room? No, it was in the spider's room, right? Okay. Not yet. Not yet. Let me inspect the globe. You study the globe attached to the floor surface. The craft is made of metal, and there is fine detail in the grooves. There are various markings and names scattered across the globe. It takes you a moment, but you find a marking of where you are, Aramor. You notice that there are some hand-drawn markings within the area, made with black ink. There must be something close by that has interested the author of these markings. To add the mystery, there are similar markings on other areas around the globe. Let's continue forward. You climb the stairs to find a wall ending your path. Above the end of the stairway is a hatch. Let's try to open the hatch. You open the hatch and pull yourself up. Oh, we saw that one in a dream, right? You have made it to the top of the tower. Before you is a stone of power resting upon an altar of rock. Dark vines have entangled the structure as if they were feeding off the energies of the stone. Your body begins to tremble as you stand before the stone. You definitely feel weaker being up here, as if the stone is sapping away your energy. Is that the artifact that I need a vessel for, maybe? We try to destroy the stone, so we will see what happens. This may be your only chance to approach the stone and grasp onto it. You lose sight and feeling immediately as your hands become glued to the stone. Your life is drained from your body. Only bones remain to testify of your death. The adventure ends here. Nothing for us out here. Go outside. Standing before the tower. Oh, I'm in the tower again. Enter the tower. As you reach... Okay. I can only enter the tower through the secret door by the tree. Okay. So now somehow I need to find my artifacts to soothe the wolf and the unicorn and other shits. Let's enter the left door and actually continue on down here. You move forward into the darkness. Okay, I wonder... You cautiously step forward into the darkness. Right, you hear a subtle echo of shifting rocks before you. Whoa! An eye appears before you as its gaze pierces the darkness. Before you can do anything, tentacles burst from the ground and grip your body. Pulls you about, but you resist as much as you can. Not sure what you can do. You continue to resist until you can think of something. Your body begins to grow weak as your strength burns away. You suddenly feel yourself pulled to the ground and you are dragged about like a ragdoll. It's not long before the creature devours your body, leaving nothing behind. Your adventure ends here. Okay, I need to find items somewhere. But where? I have... There's the sword that I can get until I get an artifact for the ghost to free him of his curse, which I suppose is in the lake where the fish is. Then I need to find a harp somewhere. I'm not quite sure what was here. You should keep your distance. Statue on the left. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines of thorn. Best to leave alone the statue. Inspect the fountain. There's a dark haze. Huh. Can't do anything here. Can only go where the path is split. I can't go back home. Continue down the path. Field of grass. Inspect the well. Grab the coin. Do I have the rope still? The rope I found earlier. I got the coin. Do successfully. Okay. You feel somewhat satisfied that you are one coin richer. Sweet. Let me save that right away. Okay, we got a coin. I can... The coin. The coin disappears with a subtle splash. The water then fizzles for a moment, quickly returning to a lifeless state. Surely this mess means something. Right. Okay. Getting somewhere, maybe. Somewhere. Now to get somewhere. Let's go right this time. Left. Right. What the fuck? Yes, you make it. You discover a large cavern. An old-looking ship rests against the edge of the lake, with debris scattered about the surrounding area. Inspect the ship. You cautiously walk down toward the ship. The air is chilling, and you fear it won't be a good idea to stay long. Possibility of discovering something that can help you drives you to explore. Climb aboard the ship. As you take a moment to observe your surroundings, you are only welcomed by the trickle of water brushing against the wood of the ship. You move about to see where you can go. Every footstep you take feels heavy as you hear the sound of wood cracking under your feet. You feel this ship has been here for quite some time. You explore under the deck of the ship. Nothing but the sound of your footsteps bounce about the structure of the ship. From one room to another, you come to discover a kitchen. Although there is nothing unique about it, you feel you should take a moment to inspect it. Gonna save the game in the kitchen. Inspect the drawers. You pull one out after another, finding that they have been emptied. Dust spreads about the air as you disturb their rests. Checking underneath, you discover a rusty knife resting on the floor. You find that there are plenty of hardened red droppings dotting the edge of the wall. You take the knife in hopes that you may defend yourself with it. That's at least something. You see a lone pot resting upon a dusty stovetop. You gaze downward and open the oven door. Nothing but ash fill the oven chamber. You close the oven door. Inspect the oven. That's the same. Okay. Move on. Continue on your lonely tour of the ship only to find that there is nothing of use or value. Except the knife. You make your way back to the deck and decide to continue your search. Again, you find nothing much but empty rooms left to remain in the dark solitude. You discover a door with a fancy marking about the woodwork. Perhaps this is where the captain resided. You discover the room of the captain. Unlike the other parts of the ship, everything seems to have been left alone in this room. Before you rest an old wooden desk with papers and assumed belongings of the captain. There's a small bed off near the corner of the room and some chairs in the other. You have a feeling deep down that you should take anything other than the lamp and other objects. There's a small stack of papers in contrast to a lone paper resting by itself. Approaching the desk, you begin to inspect the paper resting on the desk. No document. Notice to the crew. Due to our unexpected predicament, everyone is being split up into groups of 2 and 3. Scouting assignments will be given until we find a more habitable place to settle. For now, we must do what we can. A stack of papers. Peering about the pages of this collective pile of documents, you realize, my mouth is getting fuzzy, that most of these are personal notes or journal entries. You pick a few and begin to read. Day 7. The voyage has gone quite smooth as we begin our second week away from home. The spirits of the men are high as we anticipate the discovery of new lands that lie beyond our documented knowledge. It has been my dream to accomplish something world-changing. Together we move forward with full hearts and unbreakable spirits. Day 66. It has been just over 2 months out at sea, and we have yet to discover anything new. We have suffered through many storms, and sickness has plagued the ship recently. Several of my favorite crew have passed on to the next life. I see the growing doubt in their eyes. My fellow arrivals as food rations have been cut. I dare not let myself think of failure. Those men who have lost their lives, sacrifices to make this voyage possible, I cannot let them be in vain. Then anyone has come roughly 3 months out here on the endless blue. With much pain we have turned around. Yes, we are headed for home port. We have just enough food to make it back. I just hope we have a smooth journey back. Spirits of the crew are low and bitter due to our failure. I do not let myself get caught up in thinking of it. Truly, we did not intend for this to happen. Okay. Gonna leave. Seeing that there's little left to see, you take your leave. Crackles as you exit the vessel. You make your way back to where the tunnel divides. Which do you choose? I choose the saving. Okay, made some progress again today. This is getting interesting. As we collect a little more items that actually do something and bring us further. Yeah, for now, though I think this episode is long enough, I will end it here. I hope you had a little bit of enjoyment from this episode. If you had, leave a like, and I will be happy to see you in the next video. Have a nice one. Servus, Peter.
Is it midnight now? Is fun gonna start? Wow, I'm so ready for fun. Yeah, let's bring it. Hi. Where's the fucking clock and shit? Ah, it's midnight. I'm so glad. Oh, fuck.